Hello and welcome to Last Bell Boxing. My name is Ray, and I'm going to give you a list of my top 5 British trainers of all time, starting with number 5. So for me, number 5, Brian Hughes. Brian Hughes is a legend in boxing in the northwest of England. He sadly passed away, but his legacy lives on. If you look at the likes of who he's trained, the likes of Robin Reid, Pat Barrett, his methods are influential in the Collyhurst and Moston gym. Also, it's filtered down to the likes of people like Jamie Moore, who's picked up stuff from Oliver Harrison, who no doubt picked up stuff from Brian Hughes. He really was an old school trainer who was quite modern in his ways. He adapted well to having amateurs and pros. You could handle both disciplines with ease. So because of his long-lasting legacy and his rivalry with Brendan Ingle, who's one of the few that could match him, he comes in at number 5 for me. Number 4, again, somebody who's no longer with us, but an iconic figure in the amateur world of boxing. And if he did turn his hand to the pros, I've got no doubt he would have been as greatly successful as what he was in an amateur coach. West Ham's very own Mickey May. You would have heard the phrase "make and miss, make and pay," because that is the Mickey May way. That's a phrase that gets coined in East London, particularly around the gym of West Ham. It's when you look at the Roll of Honour from West Ham, it's a who's who coming from East London, and they've all been trained by Mickey May. His influence has been seen as far up north as Berkeley Amateur Boxing Gym. The likes of Graham Rutherford there spent a lot of time under the wing of Mickey May. He worked with any style. All the West Ham boxers that got to the ABAs spoke highly of Mickey May, but not just the ones that turned over or went to Team GB or won national titles. He made better men of poor men, and he was just an absolute inspiration to see do his magic. And Mickey May, rest in peace. Number 3, Jimmy Tibbs. He's got a great understanding of the game. He's not, what he doesn't know about boxing. You can write on the back of a stamp. You really could. Really knowledgeable guy. Got a great rapport with his fighters. He's been educated from the likes of Terry Lawless, etc. Well revered, and again, his methods are well duplicated around the south of England. And you've got his son following his footsteps, not doing a bad job either. So Jimmy Tibbs comes in at number 3 for me. Number 2, Terry Lawless. Look at who's Terry's trained. The likes of Frank Bruno. He had spells working with Jimmy Tibbs, George Francis. He trained Jim Watt, Charlie Magri. So again, top fighters in their era and their day. Terry Lawless he's in our Hall of Fame, and there's nothing more to add than that. Number 1, Brendan Ingle. I mentioned earlier when I spoke about Brian Hughes about that rivalry, but it's not just that. Look at what he done. Look at the champions he had coming out of that gym, to the point where it's the Winkerbank gym is now synonymous with a certain style of boxing, and that comes from Brendan. And he's our only trainer we can compare to the Americans, where you talk about the Kronk gym, you talk about the Gleason's gym, Fifth Street gym, the Wildcard gym, those type of historic gyms. Although we've got some in England, people talk about the Winker gym in that sort of caliber. And when you look at the fighters he's produced, even the job he did with people like Johnny Nelson deserves him to be there. He really is, for me, number 1. There hasn't been anyone since him, and there won't be anyone like him again. So Brendan Ingle, for me, best trainer Britain's ever had, in my opinion. So if you agree or disagree with what I said, or you've got an opinion, please go ahead and feel free and comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and join us on our live shows. Thank you.